The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "The kingdom of heaven is like a net thrown into the sea, which collects fish of every kind. When it's full, they haul it ashore and sit down to put what is good into buckets. What is bad, they throw away. Thus it will be at the end of the age. The angel will go out and separate the wicked from the righteous and throw them into the fiery furnace, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth." "Do you understand all these things?" They answer, "Yes." And he replied, "Then every scribe who has been instructed in the kingdom of heaven is like the head of the household, who brings from his storeroom both the new and the old." When Jesus finished this parable, he went away from there. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. It is with great happiness that we see the ways that God likes to teach. In the readings that we just heard, he's always using a style that it's called the parables, comparing, making comparison. Why? Because that's the way that we learn. How do you learn to cook? By comparing yourself to somebody else that cooks better. So you get next to your mom. How do you put the oil? How do you put the rice? What button are you pressing? You're learning. You're learning by the example, but also by comparing. Then, if your mom was, for example, making a ravioli, then you do yourself a ravioli, then you compare which one looks better until you're able to get to that point. And that is the purpose of the parables, for you to discover, okay, in that parable, who am I? Where am I? What am I doing according to that example? And to get the spirit of getting better. So today also in the first reading, we are seeing the example of the potter taking clay and making what he wants. The prophet Jeremiah, he is sent by the Lord to see the example. Go to the potter house and I will talk to you. The Lord is not actually talking to him with words. It's given the example of this little guy working there. So what's going on with the potter? Potter there, it's doing things, but when they are not the way that he likes, what is he doing in that first reading? He starts over again. That is the advantage of the clay. Until it is not hard, you're able to mold it again and do the changes, and it doesn't feel well, you put more water. If not, you mix again until you get what you want. What is that teaching us? That it's teaching for all of us that if we are that clay, God is willing to start and to make changes, of course. But if you are not good clay, he will make another thing, you see? Because in this life, we need to recognize who is the Lord, you or him. Who is heading back home, you or him? Better, who is extremely and totally happy, him or you? So if you are planning to enjoy that kind of life that God is offering, it is with humble heart that we also need to recognize. And we could profit even from one of the words in the New Testament that says, at the name of Jesus, every knee will and shall bend. Right? So that means, okay, be humble. It is okay to have a lot of things to correct, but the humbleness, it is, Lord, do as you please. Check redemption, for example. Mary, it's consulted. The angel comes and he's doing a proposal. He's not giving an order. Hey, you little woman, God, it's coming, so prepare your womb. It's not like that. He is asking, How is that going to happen? The Lord will send His Spirit upon you. He's doing the explanation, the proposal. What is the attitude of Mary? God knows more. God has a plan. God wants to work with my clay. Be it done to me according to your word. There we go. It is a magnificent first reading, because you can feel then, okay, God wants to work with me. He's able to make the changes that I'm not able to. He has greater plans that I could imagine. So why don't I allow the Lord to do His work? The next question that comes, because I really love to make questions, because that also, it's a way of learning. If you don't ask ever to yourself, well, you just assume whatever comes your way. But if you start doing your questions, you are able to discover what belongs to God, what not. So the next question could be, okay, I would like God to work in my life. How am I going to allow that? That is a good question, because we have a very specific tendency of not doing what we are supposed to do. Even we have a capacity to do what it is not convenient for us. I remember when I was a little kid and I came the first time to this country. I'm not from this country, if you have not realized that yet, right? And I remember a sign telling, don't step on the grass. And I was like 5 years old. Do you know how big of a temptation that is for a little kid? Okay? Yeah, and I was with my dad, who was raised in this country, and he's very ruly, you know. So I was waiting for my dad not to see me. Yeah, and I touched the grass, right? We have that. So what could be the way that I will start doing what God likes? The Lord is giving the clue. You want to do what I like? You want to follow me? Start denying yourself. It's going to be a little bit tough, yes, but you can do it. Deny yourself. And then take the wonderful cross that I'm going to give to you. And the cross doesn't mean right away sacrifice and pain and you're not going to like it. No. The cross can be embraced with love. And when you embrace the cross with love, between the cross and your shoulder, it's the shoulder of God. That's wonderful. You see, so that is one of those ways, special ways the Lord is providing for us to do what He's expecting. Let me finish then with this. And we have a lifetime with days that are counted. None of us, we are right away eternal in this life. So nobody can tell, oh, I'm going to stay here for 800 years because I decided like that. I think you leave the church, and let's use the potter example, and a potter clay falls in your head. Goodbye. Where are your 800 years that you were planning? You see, so we have the days counted. And that gospel is telling that. The Lord collects the good fish, the bad fish with the net. And there's a time where the net is taken out. And the angels will do the counting. So it is not for us to be scared with that. We don't announce that like, oh, when it's death going to come? Am I going to be ready? How scary is that going to be? No. Instead of that, you should be happy that that day come, because you were called to be one of those good fishes of that example. So why do you need to be scared like thinking I'm a bad fish? No. Make a decision. In the name of God and with His love and because of His will, I will be one of those good fishes. So when He decides to take the net, wonderful. Heading back home right away, excellent. That is all the plan, to be together back again with Him, back to the homeland.